After preparing, transforming, and analyzing your data, Monarch Data Prep Studio allows you to export your tables and summaries to different file formats for reporting and visualization. Let's try that out with the sales data in this workspace. Summaries can be exported to Microsoft Excel and Access, CSV, JSON, and XML, SAS Transport File Format version 5, Tableau TDE, and Click. For this example, we will export our table and summaries to CSV. The export and export file are named after the summary by default. The export location is either a folder or a file, depending on the rest of our settings. You can export to a local file system, Amazon S3, or Azure Data Lake storage. The filters that show up here are taken from the named filters created in Analyze. When this is set to All Filters, the export location becomes a folder where the exported CSVs will go. Warnings appear that we cannot choose all summaries or split because we have all filters applied. When we choose a specific filter, the export location is set back to a file name and the warnings disappear. Similarly, when choosing all summaries, the export location also becomes a folder, and the all filters and split options are disabled. If we choose any of the summaries, the warnings disappear and the export location is a file again. You can only apply a measure if the chosen summary has a column key. In this workspace, the sales by manufacturer summary has the country as its column key, which is what we chose here. Now, if we choose to apply all measures as separate exports, as expected, the export location is set to a folder. There are warnings indicating that all filters and all summaries are disabled, as well as split. These are enabled again when we choose a measure and the export location is back to a file rather than a folder. This can also be set to all by key or all by measure. If we check the option for a split, the same warnings appear for the filter, summary, and measure. When splitting the export, each distinct value of the first key goes to a separate file, and all the files go to the export location folder. For instance, for this summary, we would have separate CSVs for Canadian sales, direct US sales, and so on. The drill level is enabled depending on the summary, which is currently set to sales by manufacturer. However, this does not have any drill levels. If we set it to sales by sales organization, which has drill levels, the control is enabled and we can choose a drill level. If we choose all summaries, we can set this to the current drill level, all the way up or all the way down. Next, we can apply a sort, include column headers, set the delimiter, and the text qualifier. We can also add quotes to the column names. If the export file exists, we can overwrite, append, or skip the file. You can also set the appropriate encoding type and code page. Next, you can choose whether or not to append a DOS end-of-file character and indicate if you want to ignore any column format customizations in favor of Monarch Classic style formatting. If the legacy compatibility mode is enabled, exported date values will follow the format indicated here. Now let's export all the summaries to this location with these settings in place. Click Export, and here we have 2 CSV files for each summary. The column headers are available in the first line, and we have the values separated by commas with text values enclosed in double quotes. This is how the other summary was exported as well. Now let's export our table to CSV and adjust the export name a bit. A table export has the same settings as a summary export, except that the summary, measure, split, and drill options are of course unavailable. Click Export, and here we have our CSV file. Similar to the summary exports, the column headers are available in the first line, and values are separated by commas, with text values enclosed in double quotes.